Flex, alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the
7th round. Does he attempt to bite him here on the shoulder?
Oh, yes, he did. And you see the reaction.
Oh boy,
Berlangula.
Berlangula. You already know what it is. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Stormy B-Man in the building. How are you, good sir?
Man, I'm doing just fine, especially with an intro like that. Man, that's hard to beat.
All right, let's do a little roll call here. All around strong. Salute, bro. Miami Snoopy, Black Alpha, Aaron Parker, Mark Wunderlich in the building, King Jr., Adrian Vett, Mansa, Musa, Lifestyle, Macados, Mac of the South, Jay Get, salute. Huda, salute. Ad Solo, Geo James, Benjamin Harrington, JC, salute. Duke Todd, 88 Sports Talk, what up? Raymond Hughes, Act Reacher, Jab Jamboree, building, salute. Snyder JP, Johnny Q, Carinello, Phenomenal Mexican, Don Shada, Dankfather, JB, what up? Who this shit jumped on me, stupid. The Brothers UK, salute, Bolly Bolly. Cassandra, salute, Andrew Gray. Bruce Gass in the building. Salute to Don Shada. He said Van Planger with the weirdo behavior last night, and Brian get KO'd out here in Miami last night. Yeah, we're gonna cover. We got a lot to discuss. T down, what up, bro? We got a lot to discuss, Don Shada. We got a lot to discuss. It was kind of like a pretty big night. PJ's Big Dog, Nasi, what up? Oh, this joint jumped on me crazy. Picasso, Steve Elder, Mac in the building. Melvin Harris. Antonio, MMA, salute. All right, well, let's get to some things. Let's lead up to all right, I'm gonna jump around a bit. All right, let's go right to Daniel Dubois and Trevor Bryan. Winston Lee, Gnarly Way, main event Mark, salute. All right, did you watch that fight?
Yeah, I watched it.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what you know what? Go ahead, bro.
Let me say, I was asked a question last night on the post-fight show. And I was asked, the person said that Berlanga's footwork looked clumsy as he was trying to box, and I was asked, what did I think about it? And I said, well, I had spoken to Kano Local Sports, and shout out to Kano Local, who's more familiar with Berlanga's career, even as an amateur. And he and I had a couple of discussions about Berlanga a while back. And I surmised that Berlanga didn't intend to box last night.
Mm-hmm.
He intended to go right back into the thing or the mode that he's in when he's taking on these subjects that he's been facing, as if he's the man. He's gonna assert himself. He's gonna do. But what he found out, and this is a key thing, people, and I'll repeat myself from last night. What he found out is Angulo doesn't have a submissive disposition.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as talented as Berlanga, but he's not a guy that you're going to push around. What's up, Marco? How you doing, brother?
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Yes, sir.
Angulo's not the kind of guy you're just going to push around. You're going to have to beat him, and turn away his challenge. So Berlanga found himself having to get on the back foot, so to speak, because he couldn't impose his will on that other guy.
Right.
Now, in doing that, he wasn't comfortable because that was not the game plan. Now, it was not an adjustment. Fighters can make adjustments in the ring, but that was just something he had no choice because that's the way things went. This is why I said the fight was there for Angulo to take. And the other part of it was Berlanga had already given it up. It's just that Angulo didn't take the initiative. He didn't have the gumption or the inspiration, nor did his corner. Because all they had to do was speak motivationally toward him to let him know, hey, the fight is up for grabs. It's yours. They never did that. And that's okay, because you have some people who are complacent. They're just, no matter what's happening, you can't light a fire under him. That's who he is as a person. He's always fought like that, and you're not going to change him nearing 40 years old. So the clumpiness in Berlanga's footwork and the discomfort that he displayed in moving around like that, that's why he wasn't fluid. That's why his jab wasn't snapping, because he never planned to fight that way. And he still was having difficulty because when Angulo did let his hands go, he was having problems. He was getting touched up. So imagine if Angulo had just stepped it up a little bit, throw a few more punches around, throw a few more combinations outside of just a single or double shot at a time. Imagine what could have happened. So that was my answer to the person that asked me this last night. And I'd like to ask you two gentlemen, what do you think about the question that was asked and my assessment?
All right, let me get to this. Don Shadow, he said he was there live. He said Brian ain't had no damn jab. The sound he made when his body hit the canvas was through the whole arena. He's talking about Trevor Bryan and Daniel Dubois. He said, "Why abandon the jab? Not sure how to feel about Van Berlanga. Honestly, salute though. Salute to you, fam. We'll get back to that fight in a second." And then he's back in the super chat. He says, "Berlanga impresses me less each outing." Okay, so I had the pleasure of listening to Tay Jones call the fight and listening to Stormy's post fight. I went home and I watched it again, and you see what the brother Axe said? Jab Jamboree. He says made New York look bad. You see what I'm saying? Robert Singleton in that super chat, he says, "Salute OGs, Drew and Sensei, Vampire in Brooklyn 2, starring Edgar Berlanga." Drew, make sure you wear a turtleneck from now on when you go to sleep in New York City. Yo, you know what? He ain't gonna live this down. He said something about I saw something on Boxing Scene. He said something about that Angulo was throwing a lot of elbows, and he almost went Mike Tyson on him. He really said that. He really said that. Look, man, that's nothing to goddamn, you gave it a name, dude. So now it's called the Mike Tyson now. When you bite somebody, it's not called the Galata. It's called the Mike Tyson, man. I mean, come on, the Bite Tyson. That's what we calling it now. Look, man, dude, there's no excuse for that. When Tay said it, he said, "Oh, he bit him." I was like, "Wait a minute, did he say bite or no?" He really fucking bit him. And for those of you that missed it, in Marco, I'm coming to you in a second. I gotta play this again, y'all. If you missed it.
7th round. Does he attempt to bite him here on the shoulder?
Oh, yes, he did. And you see the reaction.
I'm gonna go to you.
You gotta admit that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, man.
I ain't got no sense, man. Your assessment on Berlanga.
So first and foremost, I thought he lost the fight. What do you guys think? On points, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people I was talking to thought he could have been given the victory. I was like, I don't know if I'm not seeing, but I thought he lost. That was some pussy shit. I mean, it's a big, giant, juicy of a pussy as you can get. I think. You know what I mean? Like, and the problem is this. I guarantee you guys there's going to be some supporters be like, no, fuck that. You do what you got to do to win. Blah, blah. Some people are gonna support it. I guarantee it. It's awful for the sport, obviously. And, you know, the people I was talking to thought that the whole thing was rigged. You know, he's a fighter. They're like, there's no way he's losing the decision no matter what happens. They didn't even really address, like, we watched it on ESPN. They didn't show the after fight interviews on ESPN. Maybe on Plus, out on Plane. So we're just like, you're just going to cut without talking about the bite? What are you doing? They just cut it and went into like football or whatever they were showing. Yeah, he was getting frustrated. He looked shook throughout the fight. At one point, I gave him maybe 3-4 rounds tops. He was flicking a jab while he was, circling. You know what I mean? His power didn't put any kind of concern or urgency on the other dude's face at all. It should have been. It should be penalized. It should be addressed some way, not just like, oh, I bit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And more than anything, it's an awful example for young and upcoming fighters. For anybody, it's an awful example. And it's even worse, subject, that it's not being addressed by the commission or by anybody. You know what I mean? Why don't they have instant replay? Why couldn't Angulo's corner go to the ref like, yo, he bit me? I didn't see it. Play the replay.
Play the replay.
Okay. Point off or disqualify or whatever. I'd even be okay with some points off. Whatever. I don't know if he needs to be banned for life. Maybe that's a little extreme. But, yeah, man, it was real giant pussy shit.
I agree, man. And when I heard it, like I said, I was at work listening, and when Tay screamed it, I said, Did he misspeak? But I looked at the chat. Everyone was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Everyone was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I said, "Yo, he bit him for." I'm like, and I'm saying, is he losing that bad that he had to bite him? Now, in boxing scene, he said there was a lot of elbows, and he was accusing Angulo of fouling and the ref not calling it. Man, you're at home. There was no home cooking that was against you. It was totally in your favor. You know what I mean? And I'm glad Schneider brought this up. Ivan Redcash, when he bit Danny Garcia, I think they took his purse. They took his purse, did they not? Ivan Redcash, he bit Danny Garcia on the neck or something. They took his purse. Yep. The fight continued, and Danny won, but they took his purse. They didn't pay him.
Yeah.
They didn't pay him.
It was immediate action toward Redcash.
Yep. And Axe says they didn't even warn him for the bite. They didn't even warn him. He had no warning. Like nothing happened. You can't do this, man. You can't do this. And let me tell you something. See, now, family. Here I go again. Berlanga's from New York. Here I go again. He's from New York, and I come in supporting him. I come in biased supporting him. Terror Squad supports him. That's Fat Joe's people out of the Bronx. Bronx on deck. So I have a natural bias in support of him. But based off what I seen last night, how could I support that now? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Here I go again. Remember, Teofimo, I came out the gate supporting him from Brooklyn, and he's talking all this big talk. And then he turns out to be a goddamn op. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Something got to be done. They can't do this. You was in Angulo in boxing years is long in the tooth. He was supposed to steamroll him, and he was not complying. He was fighting back. And a lot of people, and I watched the fight again. Well, I watched it for the first time when I came home, and I'm like, nah. I had Angulo winning by 1 round. Now, there's a lot of swing rounds. I'll give you that. There's a lot of swing rounds, but I had him winning. I had him winning by 1 round. And I watched the whole fight with the sound off. And if I'm looking at it, that bite, okay, you don't want to DQ him because of the event. Day before the Puerto Rican Day Parade, I get it. But you got to take a point. Do something. Take a point. So if I had Angulo winning by 1 round plus that point, come on, man. But who are we? You know, who are we? Is the commission going to do anything about this? This is crazy. Trick Note in the building. Salute, bro. You're on mute.
Oh, what's good, man? How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, baby. Trick? You get to watch the fight?
No, I mean, I wasn't feeling good last night, man. I didn't watch it, but I caught like the last 2 rounds, and then I was in Clubhouse listening to Marco and them guys talking. I heard about him biting Angulo, but from what I saw, you know, remember I texted you earlier, and I even said in the Clubhouse last night, you know, I got the info on him. I'm saying a year, but maybe about 1.5 years ago from Alan Green. And Alan Green was like, hey, this kid ain't nothing, man. He goes, I've been hearing this kid been getting dropped in sparring, he been getting knocked out, and then all of a sudden the video of him and Lubin shows up. Berlanga, then he got dropped by was that Lubin in sparring? That had to have been Lubin.
Yeah, somebody dropped him in sparring recently.
Yeah, wow. I think it was Lubin, but I'm saying, but I got the information from Alan Green, you know, about 1.5 years ago. You know, I was like, oh, you know, whatever. But I mean, he's okay, but I mean, like I said, I'm going to go back and check it out. I mean, if he bit the dude, they need to do something about it. I mean, go get something from his purse, you know, suspend him a few months here and there or something. But you shouldn't be biting anybody because you're frustrated. Like I said, I didn't see it yet, but I'm going to go check it out, though. Like I said, I haven't been feeling well. So, from what I understand, you know, from what everybody was saying in Clubhouse, they thought he lost. You know what I'm saying? You said you had Angulo winning by 1 round. A lot of people didn't have him winning. Then you go on the internet and look on Twitter and all that stuff, and nobody had this kid winning. So,
wow. Our brother Yave, he said Berlanga called Angulo a ick sucker after the headbutt at the end. I didn't know that, bro. He was talking in Spanish. Sheesh. That was crazy. Well, I would like to have heard what he had to say. I want someone to ask him what was up with that bite, because everyone saw it.
They did. There was an after interview. You didn't see it?
No.
He says, real quick, there was an interview I caught. You YouTube it, and he says something along. They asked him, blah blah blah, and they talked about bullshit. Then at the end, he goes, "It seems you were frustrated by him, and you tried to bite him there. What happened?" And he smiles, a little smirk, and he goes, "Well, he was using his elbows a lot, so I was about to go full Mike Tyson on his ass, but then he said, but then I held back." Or he says something like that, and that was it.
Oh, I think they quoted that in Boxing Scene.
Yeah, I didn't see any elbows. Did you?
No, I don't even know what he's talking about.
He hit him in the if you look at it right before that happened, they were clinched, and Angulo hit him while they were clinching, and that's when he bit him. So I think that annoyed him.
Oh man.
But I didn't see any elbows. But
Yave said Lambe beat you. I've heard that. That's what that means. It means suck my dick or a dick sucker. That's crazy. I've heard that. Jeez Louise. Salute to JB in that super chat. Much love. He said hype job. Tim don't know. God died died. He joke about.
Did you hear that?
Tim didn't know God died. He joke about. What?
Did you hear that? Tim Bradley. Because the Angulo went to the wrong corner 2 rounds in a row. For a second went and then realized, oh shit, and he went to the right corner. And Bradley likened it to the dude who started throwing punches in the corner, who ended up dying.
He made a joke about that?
He likened it like, oh, that's kind of like homeboy from the other day, something like that. And then they went to a commercial break, and we came back, and he apologized for saying it. What's wrong?
Because he didn't know, that dude died.
I think either he didn't know or he just didn't care. Why even bring that guy up?
Oh shit.
Yeah, Tim Bradley, for a fighter, I'm very surprised at the things he says for a former world champion.
Yeah, and sometimes you wish they would never put a mic in front of the guy's mouth because he's horrible, man.
He really is. He's very horrible. Critical, and something wrong with him.
Yeah, JC just sent it to me. Erickson Lubin versus Edgar Berlanga dropped in sparring. Boom. Oh, shit. Yeah, all right. You know what? Listen. We got to give him a report card now, because right now, me and Stormy's talking. Can I ask what the fuck's going on in New York? I mean, what was Mike Tyson? We produced we produced. You want to say what does New York produce as far as the fight game is concerned? We say Mike Tyson. We could talk about a lot of good things, but a lot of the bad things also kind of like put a cloud over his career. And of course, when we analyze Mike Tyson's career, there's a lot of good. But let's keep it in the ring now. There's also a lot of things that were fugazi, if not bad, inside the ring. Y'all already know when, if you're looking Mike Tyson's record if you read the fine print of his record, there's a lot of things you could pick apart. All right. It's not taboo to question anybody's record in this day and age. It's not. The fans have made it that way. But my question is, in New York, what the fuck's happening over here? What the fuck's really good? I want Stormy to reiterate what you was talking about on your show as far as what's going on, because I didn't like what I saw last night with this Berlanga shit. I didn't like it, man. That's crazy.
Well, what I had indicated is that it's a regional problem with fighters coming out of New York. New York is so big, they named it twice, right? It's like there's something about being a big fish in a small pond. Mm-hmm. And fighters who come up through the amateurs in New York and turn professional and stay out of New York and everything, it's amazing that the arrogance that New Yorkers have as genuinely through time, it's proven that people from New York have an edge tremendously. But what I was explaining earlier, and I spoke with Drew behind the scenes about this as well, is that fighters from Philly have a reputation also. Their reputation as being a Philly fighter is predicated on, a certain type of grit, toughness, whatever. You're from Philly, a Philly fighter. You got a left hook, yeah. But they don't have the arrogance that the New York fighter has, even when the New York fighter hasn't had the same type of success. And what also comes along with that is the street element that detracts people from what the real goals should be. And they fall off of track. They get to a certain point, and almost each and every one of them crash. And the crash is different for different individuals, but it's still a similar fate. Somebody needs to break the mold, okay? Because it's very consistent. Now, somebody that's a regional person may get angry with those sentiments, but as I've been known to say consistently, prove me wrong. When you look at fighters like Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, Zab Judah, till I go on, it's like, what is the commonality between these guys?
Close, but no cigar.
And greatness usually is married with character. And poor character will prevent you from being great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not who we are. And the reason why I'm talking about that is I've seen people see what he did last night? They're putting that on New York. And I'm like, I'm saying to myself, that's not who we are. And then I'm like, oh, shit. Really think about it. Mike Tyson, right? All right, who's legendary in his own right. But like I said, there's a lot of things that overshadow his career. All right, and I got so much love for Zab. But y'all don't know, Zab was supposed to be Floyd Mayweather before Floyd Mayweather became Floyd Money Mayweather. And he blew it. And then, not that he had anything to hang his head about losing to Costa Zoo. It was the bullshit after he lost that sticks out. And who was there with him? Fucking Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Shannon Briggs. We had him on a pedestal. And he had some mental collapses, and he got the shot, lost to Lennox Lewis and shit. And I'm jumping around a bit, and now we got Berlanga, and I'm getting his back, we putting him on a pedestal, and he's biting motherfuckers in the ring. Right? Teofimo Lopez, allegedly from Brooklyn.
No.
And we don't claim Teofimo.
No, he's not. No. It's not even like. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's not even like I'm hating on him.
He say no.
Let me ask you a question, Drew. How many times have you gone somewhere and you meet somebody like, yo, where are you from? Oh, I'm from New York. Oh, dope. Where'd you go to high school? Nebraska. I'm like, wait, what? Oh,
what?
I moved out of New York when I was, 2 years old. That's
that
the same
count.
Going on with Fimo. So Teofimo is not from New York. He's from, I think he grew up in Florida. Let's just get that straight.
Okay. But, hey,
I'm not talking shit against him because I like him as a fighter for the most part, but he's not from New York.
I get it. That's like Errol.
Errol is born in Long Island, but you hear his accent. Does that sound like Long Island to you?
Hell no, he's from Texas.
He sounds like
Errol from Texas, man.
Yeah.
Errol from Texas.
Country.
There's a cutoff point. A cutoff point. If you leave whatever city you're born in single digits, wherever you grow up for the rest of your life, that's where you're from. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn.
But he's from North Carolina, right?
But he grew up in North Carolina. We don't claim him like that. You understand?
But for some reason, T.O. is always claimed. I hear this a lot, and I gotta try and correct every time I hear it because it's just not true.
Well, he said what he was trying to do was this like Puerto Rican Day Parade was today. What he was trying to do was claim that audience. Although he's from Honduran descent, he was trying to claim that audience by claiming he's from Brooklyn and claim that he wanted that Saturday night Felix Trinidad audience, Miguel Cotto audience. He said it. There's a
Drew,
video where he said it.
Can you put Brooklyn Born's last comment on the screen there? He's just
all right. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Mr. Shelton, he said Tim Bradley made fun of that fighter that died too. Yeah. We were just talking about that, brother. Oh yeah. Brooke, you said Brooklyn Born?
Yeah.
Where he at? Let me find him.
It's near the last couple of comments there. Right above straight combo.
Oh, there you go. Brother says, man, these dudes don't represent. And why I'll claim Zab, though, despite his issues, Mike can get out of here.
And the reason I asked you to put that up is because there are exceptions to what I spoke of, but in general, there is a consensus that there's some type of DNA in what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But it's up to the individual to break that. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm from Chicago, but that don't mean I go around strapped up, ready to blow people's heads off.
Right.
Hear about, and I don't want it to be misinterpreted because I spoke generally about specific fighters, but I don't mean the people. I don't mean do you understand?
Yeah.
Like that. And I'd like to make that clear. But there is something consistent in professional fighters that they have done some things that have been so similar to some other guys. And that goes back, we're talking about present day guys, right? Pretty much. But if you go back into the history, someone like Scrapbook Boxing can tell you that this is nothing new. It's men have lost their lives, they've lost their careers and things of that nature because of what we're talking about here. It's up to the individual to break the mold. Now, what I do see is that arrogance that I don't see anything wrong. Why should I stop being who I am? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe because who you are is going to land you in a very bad place. You don't change. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, where's the teaching? Where is it?
The teaching's important, man.
Absolutely.
The teaching's important, man. Look at the chat. The brother Yave, he said he spit on all the PR legends. God damn, man. And salute to Miguel Cotto. I always said Miguel Cotto's an instant classic. I always said that. And again, I'll stand by this. That man got two losses on his. He got 2 losses on his resume that should not be there. Margarito, the first fight, and Manny Pacquiao. He was weight drained in that fight. How the fuck you get weight drained and you was a champion? You see, business, bullshit. And I don't care because he wanted to run it back with Cotto, and Miguel said, I'm only going to fight you at 154, and Manny said no. See that bullshit? I can't stand that. Look, see, David, look at that. Mama Hueva, all the Puerto Ricans slang, Mama Bicho. So, man, look, they coming for him. And what I'm saying is that's not what we supposed to represent. That biting shit. Come on, man.
And how about this on a night and weekend that's supposed to have some significance? You say you want to honor Miguel Cotto. Let me say this about Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto has represented himself and his family as one of the best champions that have come through boxing.
Perfection.
Classic.
Even
very
now,
classic.
he represents class. And even though he went through that horrible situation with Margarito, he still exhibited class. He never lost his discipline, but he ran it back and he got it back in a fight that was definitely what we would refer to as a grudge match.
Yes.
But I still saluted him the way he went about his business, the way he took care of the business, and the way he moved on from the business and continued on with his career thereafter. The man is a classy guy. I've never had a chance to meet him, but he's definitely a fighter that I would love to meet and have a conversation with because of the things that I speak of here.
That guy, Miguel Cotto, he's one of those fighters. To me, he's a throwback fighter. And he never complained. He never complained.
Yeah.
You never saw him out of character. You like, turned up and everything else. Like right now, he's very professional. When he wins and when he loses, it's the same demeanor. It was funny to watch. I'm like, God damn. When he came here, when we first started seeing him, he didn't speak any English. He learned English as he went. You understand? And that if anybody represents the Puerto Rican fighter, it's Miguel Cotto. It's Miguel Cotto. I heard some things. I don't know how true it is. I heard him and Felix Trinidad didn't really like click, and Felix Trinidad was more of a what's his name? Juanma Lopez guy. I think that was his guy, and Juanma didn't pan out. Sidebar: y'all remember when the fight to make was Juanma Lopez versus Yuriorkis Gamboa? And the business stole that fight from us. The business kept them away from each other, and then they started getting knocked around. Orlando Solido one way and Bud Crawford the other way. And then we had no fight. You know what I'm saying? Qua Leonard said, would you say Danny Jacobs fits that mold? Oh, man. The thing with Danny Jacobs was, I love his story.
Yeah.
But he fell short. Danny fell short in a few instances, man. Danny fell short. I'm not in the ring, but I think he could have put in a better effort against Canelo. Danny has balls. I mean, I did watch him get up in Jamal Charlo's face and told him what time it is. That he did do. He did that. We saw that. But not this thing. Danny hasn't had like legal issues that I could think of outside the ring. He hasn't had any fuck ups inside the ring on this level. Y'all really don't understand. And I'm not making too big of a deal out of this. It's just aggravating to see what Berlanga did last night. Because again, this is another fighter that I just jumped. This is the bias of me. Oh, he's from New York? Let's see what he could do. And I jumped on him like, yeah, all right, let's go. And now he's biting niggas in the ring. Come on, dogs.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Come on.
Edward Berlanga. Yeah.
Berlanga, yeah, that's when I started. I'm sure other people have come up with that one.
Yeah.
Berlanga.
And y'all, I want to say something. Hey, let me say something real quick about Cotto. A lot of guys that get beat by fighters in the amateurs, they don't want to fight them in the pros. When Cotto lost to Nikolai Abdullayev, I think that was his name, nobody wanted to fight that guy. Cotto said, put him in the ring with me. And Cotto went there and destroyed that guy. So that's one thing I liked about Cotto, man. He went and got the guy that got him in the amateurs.
Well,
so
why don't we
Cotto on there?
Why don't we talk about the real, which to me, what I think is strange. I don't think I've ever seen a fighter built up on such a pedestal like Berlanga so quickly with a resume. Now, don't get me wrong, 16-0, all first round knockouts. What was it, 16, 17, whatever it was?
Something like that.
That's no joke. Even if you're fighting, bus drivers or what, that's still very difficult to do. But having a headline, a card already at this stage in his career, is that a little?
That's the question. Do you think he's ready for that? Was the moment too big for him?
Maybe, but why are they putting him? And forget. Let's say he never bit the dude, right? I thought this even before. Like, why is he so big so quickly with Tracy Morgan, all these celebrities in his corner?
Yeah.
Why so quick? Is it because of the knockouts? What is it?
What did he do?
He knocked people out in the first round, which, let's be fair, no joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
right,
it's still, you know what I mean? It's still not at this level this quickly. I feel like it was way too fast.
I think that this was top rank marketing at its finest. That's the only thing I could think of. It's in New York. He's Puerto Rican. Like I said, Terror Squad backs this guy. Everything about him is so New York. Everything about him is so New York. And it's the day before the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And who else could you get to sell some seats? This was marketing at its finest. And I think that bite was a fucking collapse. It was a mental collapse. He could not, Angulo was not cooperating. Lay down, man. I'm trying to get you out of there. And Angulo went in there and he was throwing with every punch he threw. Holy shit! He was trying to end Berlanga. He was trying to knock that train off the goddamn tracks.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody go from hitting so hard to hitting mediocre so quickly. Again, I'm not trying to shit on him. I mean, I am now because of what he did, but it's also true. He went from knocking dudes out in one round, and now nobody's even scared of his power at all. It's weird.
What happened?
More invincibility is gone.
That's the thing, though. Let me tell you. Now, Marco, you made a great point when you said the 16 straight knockouts. That's hard to do, but it's still, you have to look at who he was knocking out. And even in the aftermath of that, as I alluded to when talking with Drew behind the scenes, this kid is still going to end up on somebody's police blotter. It's in his cards. It's in there. Because you know why? It's the defiance and the arrogance of where he is. These people that are marketing him and pushing him, I just want to see if they report on him when the law are slapping those cold jewels around his wrist.
Stormy, you're doing a Larry Holmes. What do you
And you know why Larry Holmes was able to do it? Because he's seen it before.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Snyder says
some people like to walk through life with rose-colored lenses. I don't do that.
Snyder says they didn't show the unofficial scorecard throughout the fight. I just noticed that.
Well,
because
the punch stat numbers were being shown, and I mean, I was like, I didn't agree with any of them. I didn't see all those punches being landed by Berlanga. The punch stat numbers showed Berlanga outlanding him, if I remember correctly.
Look, that's why you got to do things like you got to tune certain things out, and you just got to hit the mute button on certain things. That's probably why I didn't catch what Tim Bradley did.
Right.
Yeah, he be talking with.
He gotta go, man.
Yeah, that guy's all bad, man. That shit is all bad, man. And before we go any further, for those of you just getting here, I got to run this commercial.
7th round. Does he attempt to bite him here on the shoulder?
Oh, yes, he did. And you see the reaction.
Coming soon to a theater near you, Berlangula. Oh man. You got to keep a joke. It'd be funny if it wasn't so sad.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to figure out where. All right, I'm gonna go around the panel. I want to start with you, Trick. Where does Berlanga go from here?
They need to put him on an undercard, man, or somebody. I don't think he should be headlining any more cards after that. The athletic commission, like what Marco was saying, even like last night, and he's saying it today, they need some type of instant replay. I mean, they got it in football, they got it in baseball, basketball, they need it in boxing. They can't wait for us or the commentators to call out, what's going wrong. Of course, you got the corners there to see it as well, but they get instant replay, man. But I think this kid should be on somebody's undercard from now on, until he get his act together, because he kind of reminds me like of a young Zab. I don't know, a lot of people may not remember this, but Zab was kind of coming up, and I remember like they put him in there with a guy named David Sample, who was a established 140 pounder at the time, and Zab had knocked him out. But then Zab had hit the guy while he was down, kind of like what Terry Norris used to do, hit people while they was down. So, Stormy but yeah, I think that he need to be on an undercard from now on, man, until I guess to get his act straight or whatever. This is my opinion on it.
What is he ranked? I'm trying to look at the rankings right now, but these rankings are all old. Where's he ranked? Berlanga.
I don't know.
All right, I'm looking at the WBC. What the fuck? He's ranked 8 in the WBA. Why? How was he headlining? He's ranked 8 in the WBA. Stay the fuck away from David Morrell. Don't do it. He's ranked. He's not even ranked.
Feed him to David Morrell. Feed him. Feed him to David Morrell.
Shit.
Yes.
Not if you love him.
Yes.
It's obvious, huh?
Yeah. He's ranked. He's not ranked in the IBF. In the WBO, he's ranked number 6. So he's 8. He's 8 in the WBA. He's 6 in the WBO. WBC, I don't even see him. But he got a main event yesterday, y'all.
It had to be the whole Puerto Rican Day parade weekend thing. That's all I could think of.
Holy cow.
Yeah. When I saw looking in, yep.
Give him Danny Jacobs right there at the Hulu Theater. Give him Danny Jacobs. Because right now, David Morrell will snatch his food and break the plate over his head. Give him Anthony Durrell. Oh, wait, hold on. Here's a safe name. Rocky Fielding. Y'all remember that name? This is crazy. And this is just a WBA right here. We got John Ryder, Caleb Plant. You want to do that? What's next for this guy? Marco, what's next for this guy?
Goes back into his coffin and sleeps. Clown.
Oh man.
What a clown. Man, what a clown.
Oh man.
Oh,
That was excellent.
Wow.
He did it to himself. Somebody said Benavidez. He does not want to fight Benavidez.
No.
And that would make sense. They would throw the Mexico versus Puerto Rico in that fast, and that will not turn out well for him at all.
I mean, all jokes, forget about the bite, right? Let's just say he won last night or he fought last night and didn't bite the dude. He still did not look like he's ready for any of the top fighters in his division, right? So I don't know, man. What's next for him? Probably build him up more. Maybe switch trainers. That'd probably be a good idea. Change something.
Salute to the sister Ella E. She says,
New York.
Abney Yildirim. Why not? Why not Abney Yildirim? I'm with it. I'm with the shits. But you know what, Trick?
Yo, get him out of New York.
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 I don't think he's here anymore. I heard that he moved to Puerto Rico, right? Or something. He moved somewhere to start training. He's not here anymore. That's what I heard.
New York anymore?
That's what I heard. Somebody said that he changed his camp. He didn't have as many people in his corner and in his entourage as he used to. He's taking it more seriously. That's what I was told.
Well, if that was serious.
But yeah, he didn't look. Yeah. He looked very. Oh, did you guys see this one thing too? Throughout the whole fight, he kept looking at the clock.
Yeah.
He would get hit. He would have a hard time and then hold it and look over at the clock.
Yeah, he was doing that.
And I've done that, when I'm sparring, never in a fight because my adrenaline, but when I'm sparring, I've done that where I look over, I'm like, I'm tired today. When's this round over?
Only time I look at the clock is when I'm on a treadmill and I'm not having a good day. And I'm like, is this shit over?
But he was looking at the clock very early, when he was getting caught and he was, he didn't look good. And, where can he go? I think he needs to get a new team or change.
Mo Boxing said he lives in Puerto Rico now.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah, he moved. So he's out.
Sheesh. Stormy.
Got him out of New York. Wow. Okay.
What's next for Berlanga? Because there's options, but he looked like food right now.
Yep.
Man, I talked about this on my post-fight show too. He has made whatever happens in his future very difficult for the top-ranked brass that do matchmaking, because they can, if we can see, you know, the fallacies, the you know, the troubles and everything, they can see it too. So it's going to be very difficult, because, you know, they can't go back to those guys that he was knocking out in that class of the first 16 bouts. And even with last night's fight, he didn't fare very well, and he really didn't win that fight like Marco suggested. So what is next? I heard you throw Danny Jacobs' name out there. Danny Jacobs is not that past it that he can't beat a guy like this. What was the other name? Ryder?
Yeah, John Ryder.
John Ryder.
Ryder may be able to beat him as well, because he's a rugged guy. He's not very good, but he's rugged. And people like Berlanga, with that personality he has, the flaws that he has, somebody rough and rugged is not what he needs, because he's going to find out, if he hasn't found out already. Now, you guys revealed something that I didn't know about him being dropped in sparring and everything against someone like Erickson Lubin. Really? Okay, well, check this out.
A super welterweight.
When he gets in there with somebody who's rough and rugged, they expose that he's not the dog that he think he is, or he tries to project. So that's a psychological problem.
Yeah.
So in any move that Top Rank makes going forward with him, they got to not only match him up with someone that's not likely to whoop his ass, but someone that won't assist with him coming apart mentally. He had a mental breakdown last night when he bit the guy.
Yes, that's what that was.
Yes. So you got to pair him up where that doesn't even happen in the future. It's going to be a hard thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back for an extended period of time.
How long you think? Like maybe 5 months?
5 to 6 months, we probably won't see him again. Yeah. Because they're going to have to do some homework. And I almost guarantee that the guy that he comes back against is going to be someone that's either at the end of it, been off for a very long time, someone that they blew the dust off of and say, hey, you know, we'll pay you X amount of money under the table, just, you know. But they basically putting the training wheels back on this guy, and without obviously putting the training wheels back on him. But it's ugly. It's ugly, man. I'm telling you, these things are very difficult. Look at what happened in the fight with Jose Vargas.
Oh, man. Wait, before we get to that, let me read the super chat, because I wanted to definitely talk about that. King P in the super chat says, I think all those first round knockouts really hurt him. What could he have possibly learned from those fights? And that's something to consider. Sometimes when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. And when you get into some difficulty, you can't think outside of the norm. You got to be a Marine in boxing, man. You got to know how to think outside the box. And his ring IQ it showed me that it was very, very, very low. He had to bite someone out of frustration. Cali, what's good, bro?
Hey, don't forget he headbutted him at the end of the fight. After the fight was over.
Yeah. I saw that.
He damn sure
yeah,
did.
I put the video up on my Instagram. You could actually see it right at the end of the bell. They broke apart, and he tried to headbutt. He headbutted him, but I mean, what you saw was Alexis Angulo. You know, he moved his head so he wouldn't get hit flush with the headbutt after the fight. This dude's crazy, bro. He lost his mind last night, bro. He was tripping. It's like, man, I don't understand what's wrong with this dude. This dude was tripping last night, man. And so, to me, I saw the dude. I called this 4 fights ago. Dude is a journeyman. You know, Tim Bradley basically called him a journeyman last night.
What?
Tim Bradley said he not on that level, man. He said, look, man. He said, and then Tim Bradley was just saying, he said, I don't miss. He was putting it out there he was calling him a journeyman without calling him a journeyman. Something that I called him a journeyman 4 fights ago. I said he was a journeyman. Last night he fought for last time he fought for Alexis Angulo's spot was to be the top journeyman. Because that's what that's his career. He's not gonna compete for a title. He can't beat anybody in the top 15. Probably can't beat anybody in the top 20. So I mean, I can't think of too many people. You're right, John. He can't beat John Ryder. If Liam Williams was to come up, Liam Williams stops him.
Callum Smith.
Yeah, Callum Smith. Hey, what's the one that fought Canelo Alvarez and got stopped in the 4th round?
Wasn't that Rocky Fielding?
Rocky Fielding beat him, bro. I'm being serious. Rocky Fielding can beat him.
Wow. Well, I just looked at the I'm gonna go back to the rankings in a second. Salute the Playboy players in that super chat. Much love and appreciation, fam. Holler me behind the scenes, man. You looking to do something? Holler me behind the scenes, man. I'll help you out, my brother. No doubt. Like I said before, he's not ranked. He's not ranked in the IBF. He's ranked in the WBO and in the WBA, but he's not ranked in the WBC. But I'm looking at these names: John Ryder, Caleb Plant, Anthony Durrell, Eric Bazinian. I'm not too familiar with him. I see Rocky Fielding, Padraig McCroy, Edgar Berlanga.
He can't beat nobody on that list, bro.
Unbelievable.
I don't think so either.
Unbelievable. This is crazy. And when he's also ranked over here in the WBO, Zach Parker, David Benavidez. Stop right there. David Lemieux. Does he beat David Lemieux right now?
No.
No, he gets knocked out. He gets iced.
Yeah, Lemieux stalks him down.
Yeah, Benavidez is just a special guy at this point.
Absolutely.
But David Lemieux, y'all remember what he did to my man Curtis Stevens?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Looked like he committed homicide.
Oh my God, that was fucked up, man. I hit him on the gram. I just asked him, was he okay? He never responded. I said, shit, man. He knocked the shit out of him. That was crazy. David Lemieux and Berlanga fights the kind of fight that'll cater to his style. He's not elusive. He has bad feet. Yeah, Lemieux might knock him out. Lemieux might knock him out, man. So
pushing back.
What's that? You said he'll push him back?
No, I was saying Lemieux was pushing back. I mean, he thinking Gula was pushing him back. Lemieux's gonna be in his chest all night long. I think Lemieux probably stopping with about 6.
Put him in there with Jaime McGear. Jaime McGear too, who's garbage himself. Jaime McGear sucks to me, and Jaime McGear would knock him out. 6 rounds.
Damn.
And he's at middleweight.
So what the fuck are we, man? So what? Look, Schneider says feed him to Jake fucking Paul. Oh my God, it's gotten that bad. That's where we at.
That's bad.
Feed him to Jake Paul.
Wow.
Salute to Jafar Cesar. That super chat. He said, "Don't forget Lubin with the Marge Simpson touch him up." Yeah, we was talking about that, Jeff. Hell yeah. Man, listen. The King said he sparred Lemieux a few times. He said the guy has power. Yeah, he's a strong dude. So, like I like to say, fellas, his next move has to be his best move, because now we saw the flaws. We saw him. And now we're looking, he's trying to go up the ladder, and everybody above him right now, it's not safe. So I need to know what the fuck's going on in this camp.
What he needs to do, he needs to probably take 3 years. But the problem is he's 25 years old, so he's in his prime now. But he probably needs to take 3 or 4 years and go work on the craft. He needs to maybe come back at 28, 29 and try to compete then. I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference, but maybe he'll be better off.
That's what he's doing now, though. He is working on his craft now. The problem is he's doing goofy shit in the meanwhile, and he's losing support and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with taking tune-up fights and building your record, but don't do this shit that you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, y'all, you know what? He may have to go. He may have to go the Canelo route, man, and start fighting these European fighters.
But does he have this? No. He don't have the Canelo support. Is that going to contribute to his bag?
Exactly.
You know, no one's gonna. That was a fugazi. They appreciated him winning, but I don't think his fan base is gonna come out every 3 months to Madison Square Garden at the Hulu Theater to watch him fight those kind of fights. And what is he going to do? Keep fighting people in the top 50? They're not going to pay to see that. They're going to want to see him. Eventually, no one really knows who Rocky Fielding is, right?
True.
But if he brings his ass in here at the Hulu Theater and Rocky shows up and really looks like Rocky in real life, what's he going to do? So he's in a really weird predicament right now, man. And this is unfortunate, man. Salute to my brother Thomas Morris in that super chat. He said Berlanga don't have 60 pro rounds, and he did show improvement. Salute to the LDBC number 315. What? Salute. He said he doesn't have 60 pro rounds.
What improvement did he show? I didn't see no damn improvement.
He actually looked worse.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Not the 2 rounds that I saw.
I saw him, the last time I saw him last night was in Vegas. He fought on the Wilder Fury undercard, and he got knocked down in that fight. He got up and won.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
How many times did he get hit with an uppercut, the same uppercut over and over?
Man.
Yeah.
His ring IQ, it didn't make sense last night. To me, it's like the guy, if you were just watching him for the first time and you saw the hype, him getting to the ring and all the support he got, and then by the time he got to round 3, you was confused. Like, wait a minute, it's not matching. It's like trying to fit a square inside of a circle. It doesn't match. It's like, what's going on here?
I wasn't confused. If I could use that meme I have on my channel and I say, man, this is some bullshit. That's what I would have said, because when you watch him, how did you give rounds to the guy? You know what I'm saying? It's like the only reason that Angulo didn't hit him with more uppercuts is because he didn't throw them. That's the only reason.
Yeah, Angulo was very robotic. If he was a little looser, he could have won more convincingly.
It was like, I was edging him on to throw more shots.
No, but Stormy B, man, why didn't he throw any looping right hands or overhand rights? Those were all available because he kept moving, but he didn't throw enough. He really didn't throw enough because they were available. Because all he did is just move left. All he did was follow him around the ring, because all he did was just circle left all of the whole fight.
He was on his bike, and it's hard for a robotic fighter like Angulo to catch him and throw and plant and throw the shots and be able to, that's why.
And at the end of the day, that is the reason that Angulo was selected. That's it.
Yup.
Because the limits that he has, they knew that it would be up to Berlanga to turn back that challenge, and he really didn't. So the judges helped. But this is why you heard me say, going forward, that it's going to be difficult for them to find another opponent for him, because he's supposed to be at a certain level right now. And most of the guys that you would consider putting him in against, if they show any moxie, if they show any heart and determination, if they show any ambition to win, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
He's a mental midget. What you call a mental midget.
Yeah.
Berlanga is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he just let's be honest.
And everything, when he get in the ring, they can't help him. The bell rings, you out there by yourself.
Yeah.
He's just not that good, man. Let's just state the obvious. He's just not that good.
What was his? Do you guys know his amateur background?
I know nothing about his amateur background at all.
Anybody? Trick, Stormy?
I don't. I know
I don't think about his background.
A lot about his background. He told me some things, but I don't know his record or anything.
So I'm curious how much experience he had. From what I heard, I think he's been fighting amateur for a while. But I never. So the reason why I'm asking is this: we would have heard of him if he was an outstanding amateur coming into the pros, right? But we didn't.
Oh, that's true.
We just heard about him when he started accumulating all those first round knockouts.
Yeah.
So
Conor Loco indicated that in the amateurs he wasn't a knockout puncher. He was a boxer.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Which is weird because he doesn't seem like much of a, you know what I mean? But maybe, and this is extremely rare, maybe it was a bit of a fluke, all those knockouts. And that's hard to make that kind of a fluke, but maybe. I don't know what else to explain it, because we watch him, we don't see.
When you talk about the corruption that exists in this sport, when you talk about the corruption that exists in this sport, you can open your eyes up to all types of possibilities. That whole run of 16 knockouts was a marketing ploy. But if you look at what's happened and transpired since the knockouts stopped, he's actually had problems placed before him that he has to solve. And he has done a piss poor job of it.
Wait a minute. 162-17? That was his amateur record?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Sheesh.
That's a lot of fights, right?
That's a lot of fights.
And that's a decent record. Good. I would not decent. That's a good record as an amateur. But nobody, there was no build up. There was no hype behind him up until he became a pro and started doing what he did.
Oh yeah, and this I remember this. This is the part that makes me frustrated. At one point, people were calling Berlanga the Puerto Rican Deontay Wilder because of the first round knockouts. I remember that. And I just said let's watch and see. That's all I said. I don't want to take the wind out of anyone's sails because we don't know how they pan out.
Yeah.
And then this started happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Wilder obviously started putting to sleep former champions, top 10, top 5. There's a big difference. Berlanga is yet to do any of that.
Right. Berlanga's getting knocked on the floor, and he came back and won those fights. I'm just like, it boggles my mind. I'm like, what the fuck did I see? Once you start doing weird shit like biting people in the ring, man, Stormy's right. You're a mental midget. Why would you do that, dude? And this is the thing. I want to know what happens because remember, Ivan Redcash bit Danny Garcia, and the fight continued. Danny still whooped his ass.
Well,
but then they took his purse.
You know what a weird thing is? So, as a fighter, right, the common unspoken rule is if somebody's fouling you, you just foul them back the way they fouled you. That's how.
Right.
So that I would be like, all right, fine. If you want to rabbit punch him, hit him with an elbow, do what he did to you, okay. But what took his brain to that?
I'll never know.
Did I miss something though, Drew? I didn't see all the fouling that he was complaining about. I know he was rough, but he didn't look any rougher than some of the other fighters I've seen. If you look at the rugged fighter I've seen get in the ring.
If you look at right before he bit him, you'll see what he did. They were clinched and he hit him a couple of times, not even behind the head, just hit him while the referee was saying break. I think
that's normal shit.
That's not right. And that's what he bit him directly after that. Like it definitely seemed like a reaction to that for me.
I don't recall those elbows that he was talking about.
But see, those type of responses and reactions say more about his character.
Yeah.
You think about it. He's been in there with a bunch of guys that just laid down for him. Mm-hmm. Some of them may have been paid to lay down. You don't know. If you ever saw Rocky V with Tommy Morrison was in there, they talked about those kind of things in the film.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are not what you see them to be. They're what they appear to be. Now that it's time you reached a certain plateau, you got to step up and perform now. Now you're feeling the pressure because you know that maybe you don't have what's been marketed, but now you got to live up to certain things. Remember, Angulo was selected for the reasons that we were questioning. Why didn't he do X, Y, Z? Because he couldn't, because he's never have. And also, he never displayed that little something that a fighter shows when they want to win. He was just there. He never went for broke. When you see that you've busted him in the nose and busted his mouth open, it's time to step it up a little bit. It's like, yeah, I'm getting to him. That never happened. He stayed at the same pace each and every round, just a couple of punches out ahead of Berlanga, because they were following that, right? They never put on the screen who's winning the fight. They put on the screen whose punches outputs were ahead or whatever. I found that to be interesting because usually they give you the rounds who you think is winning, but the punch output, and the punch output was primarily favoring Angulo, so he can't win the fight off of that.
But Stormy, did you see after the fight? If you saw the panel, man, they look like a bunch of people who never really want to see him fight again. They were talking like they were just, they kind of had to put out that without saying it. They basically said they really aren't interested in seeing him again. The only one who said he would want to see him again is Tim Bradley. The other two guys, the other two gentlemen, I say, were Tim Tessitore and I forgot the other one's name. They both kind of put the indication like, I'm not really interested. This guy is, he's kind of a guy who loses his cool, who's really not that good, boring fighter, doesn't really go for it, doesn't seem doesn't seem like a smart fighter.
So in other words, they feel like me.
Yep.
And that's basically what they were saying. They're saying, why would you want to see him again? They were putting out there like,
Callie, your audio dropped.
And so they were putting it down. I mean, if you heard, Tim Bradley called this dude a journeyman without calling him a journeyman, and then said he still wanted to see him fight. But he admitted that he's not going to be on that level. But we don't need Tim Bradley for that. I've been saying this. I saw enough 4 fights ago, and since the fight 4 fights ago, I've seen the same thing. I've seen the same issues. Now he has slow feet. He's not a good counterpuncher. His defense is mediocre. He doesn't set traps. He throws the same combinations over and over again. He doesn't vary the speed of any punch. He has no punch variation at all. What does he do that's special or spectacular or even anything that makes it use a fight?
Angulo was there to be taken advantage of, but he didn't have the tools to do it. Angulo was there, man. He was there, but if he was dealing with a guy with different footwork and was able to set traps, Angulo would have got stopped. Berlanga did not have the right tools in the box. He did not have it. Salute to King P in the super chat. He says, I think Caron Davis or Darrell will give Edgar problems. We're trying to figure out what's his next move because he about to get slapped around in his next fight, man. G5 Gabe in the building. Salute, fam.
Salute, my brother Drew. Salute, Trick. Salute, Marco.
What's going on, Drew?
Storm and B, man.
What's happening, Gabe? What's happening,
brother,
G5?
man? Shit, man.
Yep, indeed.
Oh, man. Dumpster juice. Trash
Cooking.
can soup. Man.
Dumpster juice.
I don't understand. You know, Kano is my co-host, so, you know, I got some, yes, he came from a school of boxing. Everybody came from a school of boxing. His coach is, I think it's Robles or something like that, or something like that. He in Puerto Rico. They come from a school of boxing. So I'm trying to figure out, and you know, I did an interview with him, me and Kano ourselves, and he told me, he's like, Edgar was never a big puncher like that. He came up boxing, and that's all he did was box. And he didn't start getting KOs like that until he turned pro. Got enamored and fell in love with the power, and now he can't get back to his boxing. He don't know how to get back to it. So I think the man is at war with himself, whether he should box, be a boxer puncher, but he don't know how to get out the way. And if he's a boxer and come from a school of boxing, where are those tools that you worked on with all those fights in the amateurs?
G5, hold on for 1 second. Hold on 1 second, G5. Roger, you got to be kidding me.
Man.
This got to be a joke. Tell me you joking.
Nah, Arthur Biek didn't even win his fight yet against Joe Smith.
That's not true. He's fucking around.
Man, you trying to kill this man.
He's lying. They lying,
He's trying
bro.
to get Edgar killed, man.
Bro,
Nah,
Bros are trolling him, man.
They ain't got that sign. He's lying.
No, stop playing,
Nah,
Roger. Cut it out. He's lying. He's lying. He
can't be
fucking around.
happening. That can't be happening because he about to fight Joe Smith anyway.
Nah, he fucking around, please.
Yeah, I know. He be trolling.
I really hope the boxing community, that doesn't just include fans, that includes fighters, all of us, come down on him. Not come down on him. Let him know that that's not cool. That's all I hope. I really do, because it's not cool for somebody to do that, and there's no backlash from the commission. So the only backlash that now is left that would matter will be the community, and I hope they express their distaste in that shit.
Oh, Marco, he got trashed on Twitter, man. He apologized on Twitter today. So,
he did?
Yeah, he did. He apologized.
What did he say? Like, what were the words of the apology?
He said, man, he just basically said he lost his cool. This is me paraphrasing. He lost his cool. He said, he has to be better, and he's gonna work on improving himself, basically. So he apologized. Yeah, he said that was very unprofessional of himself.
And from what you guys see on social media, the overall consensus is that's fucked up what he did.
Oh, he's been getting trashed. Yeah,
okay,
he's been getting trashed.
Good.
Rightfully so, man, because that was some bullshit, man. That's not cool, man. And it's always, man, these guys be letting me the fuck down, man. God damn, it's like I want to root for the kid, and I'm looking at his. I could get past a bad performance, but once you start biting people, man, god damn, that's fucked up, man. G5, what you think's next for him?
Go back home, go start rapping. He already in Terror Squad. Shit. Hell you mean? Every time you see him, it's TS. Man, you a boxer, not a rapper. Sit your ass down and focus on your training and your career. You so enamored about big lights, fame, having people know your name and shouting your name and shit. Like, bro, do you want to box, be a champion, or you just want to be a popular asset in boxing? Because the only thing you're gonna be doing is being an asset for people to use you as a name because you're not there. I don't see nothing special, no special effects, man. He might as well, if he don't really, well, you almost 20 fights in now, bro. So you getting past that green contender.
Gabe, that was 20. That was his 20th fight yesterday.
Oh, that was 20? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he had 16 knockouts. In the last 3, he looked subpar, and that was the 4th subpar fight. You're absolutely right. That's 20 fights.
And he's 25.
Yes, and he's digressing at the beginning of his prime. And I think he knows. Knows. Yeah, that's fucked up. It's real fucked up. I think he knows that the judges are in his favor so bad, he just got to go out and swing. He don't even really have to win the fight because he know they're going to give it to him. So he don't even care about trying to win because at the end of the day, they're going to give me the dub anyway. And that's the energy that I get when I see him in their fight. I think he just swinging just a swing to say he got in the ring and fought. And as long as I look, and it looks somewhat competitive or it's close enough, they're going to give me the nod. And I don't think he even trying to win. Because if you was trying to win, if somebody busts my mouth and I see my blood, the fight is about to get real. Because now I see my blood. I done tasted my own blood. So now I'm about to turn up. He had nothing. He busted his mouth. He just looked like, oh, good shot. And he just kept on going.
Bro.
Like there's no drive, no dog in him to say, oh, man, you got me, but let me show you that, this not no fluke, and I've been working on my tools. I don't see shit.
I'm glad you said that because what he did was he regressed, and he started looking at the clock during the clinch and everything else. But I remember when Andre Ward fought Sullivan Barrera hit him with a good shot and bust his lip, and Andre licked his lip and started smiling and walking forward. And I said, oh, shit. And so did Sullivan Barrera. I was in my house saying, oh, shit. Sullivan was in there like, oh, shit. And he just hit him. And Andre just like smiled and started walking forward. Andre was a killer. Berlanga is the type of dude that'll lose and try and kill you outside the ring because his feelings are hurt. It's a difference. He got to apologizing on social media, man. I need to see what he does next. If he has to go back to the drawing board and work on some things and fight some bums and fight on some undercards, man up and do that. But see, here's the problem. He don't have that Canelo style support. He don't even, you know what? Leave Canelo out of this. He don't have that Miguel Cotto support. Miguel Cotto had real support. You know why? Miguel Cotto was just a more disciplined and better fighter. Do you remember who was the dude that Miguel fought on the undercard of the Sam Peter Vladimir Klitschko fight in Atlantic City? That Venezuelan dude? Was it Venezuelan or Ecuadorian dude? There was like 50 knockdowns in that fight. What was that guy's name? I'll know it if I hear it.
Was it Ricardo Mayorga?
No. He fought him. It was in Atlantic City. After that fight, they tried to call Miguel Cotto the Puerto Rican Arturo Gatti. and that was offensive. No, he just got.
Damn, that
caught.
was so long. Samuel Peter. Wow.
It was
That
on
fight
this.
was a while ago.
Louis Torres. That's him. That's him. This is the guy. That's the guy.
Louis Torres. Oh, Louis
Go
Torres.
watch
Okay.
that fight. That was when Miguel Cotto showed you who he was. He made a mistake. He got caught.
Got dropped.
He got dropped bad. He got dropped bad.
That was on
And then
HBO.
he got up and fought, dropped him, and then he got dropped again. But no, that's the name. That's the name, Ricardo Torres. That guy. And that guy was damn good. That night, that fight went right under the radar, but they stole the show. That was the co-main event. I think that was still when Miguel had hair. Man, watch that fight. Ricardo Torres versus Miguel Cotto. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Berlanga couldn't do that. Berlanga will start rolling on the floor and start headbutting and biting people and shit.
Don't
This
forget
guy-
about Chop
Drew,
Chop.
but let me ask you a question.
Yeah, chop. Yeah.
No, but no, Drew, I want to ask you a question though. Don't you think so? It's not just the Puerto Rican. I think he feels the pressure, and not just being Puerto Rican and trying to live up to Miguel Cotto, but also trying to build in New York, man. The pressure from being from New York. I think. What do you think? You think that has an impact too? The fact that he's from Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, and and New York has the history of legendary fighters, and he has to live up to that as well.
What is our history exactly? And we was talking about this earlier. What do you think our history in fighters from New York is exactly?
You actually, when you start thinking about it, outside of Mike Tyson, and then Zab Judah, who should have been next,
It should have been
but
Mike
really
Tyson.
wasn't.
Mike
Right.
Tyson was, but what was he really?
Yeah, he was, but then he until he wasn't anymore. And Zab Judah should have been was pretty good, but should have been better than that, and never really got to where he should have been. But there's still a perception. There's still a perception that New York is still that place.
There it is.
And the perception is still reality for a lot of people when they view Berlanga. They're thinking about all the support if he's being Puerto Rican and being from New York, and if he was to blow up into a big star, that's a lot of money. So I understood why Top Rank would want to try to build him up, because he does have the potential of being a major star, being that he's from New York and Puerto Rican. But unfortunately, he just doesn't have the skill set. Not only does he not have the skill set or the IQ, he's slow. He's unathletic. To go along with all that stuff. And it's nothing wrong being slow and unathletic, but he doesn't have good timing.
At all.
Offset that.
At all.
Hey, Kelly, and he's mentally weak.
Yes.
No
So they
mental
gotta
fortitude.
I really want to see
Hey,
who
y'all.
he fights next, and for his own safety, it better be somebody we never heard of.
So you guys said it's
see.
inevitable that he quits. He quits in the fight. It's inevitable.
Hey,
Hold it up, Kurt.
hey,
Who
y'all-
was that?
Remember this guy right there from New York? When he got frustrated, what did he do?
Oh
That's
yeah, he
James
hit
Butler,
dude
the
after the
Harlem
fight.
Hammer.
He knocked that dude and went to prison. He knocked that dude after the fight.
I see
Bro, I watched
Berlanga.
that. That was on Friday Night Fights.
I can see Berlanga being frustrated and doing something like that.
Didn't he go to prison for murdering somebody too?
He killed Max Kellerman's brother.
brother.
Yeah,
Max
there we
Kellerman's
go. Yeah.
brother. Yep. And I was watching that night. That was Friday Night Fights. He couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. And the cleanest punch he landed was when dude was trying to shake his hand. With no glove on, too. Ridiculous. Now watch this.
And that was one of the rare times I agree with Teddy Atlas. But Teddy Atlas said this guy should be in prison. I agree.
Yeah,
That's
and they locked him up. He left in handcuffs. Well, he was escorted out by police. He was charged. He was later on a talk show with him and apologized, sounding all sincere. And then a couple of years later, something like that, he killed Max Kellerman's brother. So that dude was a
Burned him
fucking
up
lunatic to begin with.
in an apartment.
In an apartment, yeah, ridiculous, man. Just ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that Berlanga is gonna go off the deep end like that, but
but it sounds like you guys think he's gonna quit in the fight. That's what it sounds like. You guys are leading up to.
I don't trust it.
That's what I'm going. That's what I'm going. Yep, that's what I'm going.
Oh no, quitting in the fight or quitting on the stool at the rate he going. Oh, it's damn sure in his future right now. That's in his future.
Disqualified.
Yeah, I'm talking about when he don't come back out the corner. He quit on the stool. It's coming.
He's already quit in the fight. He quit last night when he bit the guy. That was some grounds for instant disqualification, and he knows that already, but it just didn't happen. See, that's where you have to get on boxing for not taking care of the business that they're supposed to take care of.
There you go.
Stormy, but what about
a conscious decision?
Hold
on a second. That's a conscious decision he made in an instant to bite the man blatantly.
Yep.
And they should have enacted immediately. But see, someone else is going to be on the losing end of his behavior because he's been given par gras to go ahead. I talk about this stuff all the time.
Yes.
Earlier when Marco asked me, he said, well, that's what Larry Holmes said once. I said, yeah. And why did Larry Holmes say it? Because he's seen it before. Why would I say it? Because I've seen it before. You don't have to mow me down for me to see that you don't need to be behind the wheel of a vehicle operating it.
It's a great analogy.
That's called being able to make determination, insight. You understand? Objective thinking, which is lost in these times. Everybody losing their discipline. They out here doing different things, and people wondering, what's wrong with the world? The world ain't holding people accountable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Drew, play that head trade. Play the bite in the headbutt from my Instagram. Play both. To show you the kind of mindset this dude has.
Seventh
They're
round.
both short
Does he
clips.
attempt to bite him here on the shoulder?
Oh, yes, he did. And you see the reaction.
Yeah, play that headbutt. Now, seriously, play the headbutt. It's like an 8 second.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull it up.
Berlangula.
Oh man,
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, bro. Yeah, let me share this screen right here. It looks worse when you see it again, man. Look at this, y'all. You see that? Come on, dogs.
Referee didn't say nothing. Referee didn't do anything. No warning, no nothing.
He saw what he did. He slapped him on the jaw. He knew what he was doing, man. Come on, man.
That was after the fight was over.
Yeah. That's man.
Man with 2 D's.
That shit is uncalled for, man.
Now you see why I say that what's in his future, that type of mindset, man. Those hotheads like that, they only get worse. They only get worse. He the type of guy that'll go and get a pistol and shoot somebody.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. Salute to Boss Red in that super chat. Much love. He said, Drew, you should have put Vampire in Brooklyn too. The sequel. Vampire in Brooklyn Part 2.
Berlanga versus Berlangula.
Yeah, Grand Region flag, man. A lot of people thought Angulo won. Oh, by the way, for you nerds out there, I bet y'all don't know what that is. Grand Region flag. See, y'all don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a nerd. I know exactly what that is. Yes, sir.
You said the game Gran Turismo?
No. This brother's name right here, Grand Regent Thrag. I bet y'all don't know what that is.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Y'all gonna find out soon. Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, a lot of people thought that Berlanga lost this, man, and with his behavior, I think the cat's out the bag. I think he needs to be very selective in his next opponent. I don't know if it's not gonna net him dividends because it has to be a top 20 guy. Because anybody above him, I'm gonna read off those names again. Caleb Plant, no. John Ryder, Anthony Durrell, Eric Bazinian. I don't even know who that is, but he's ranked number 5, and he's ranked ahead of Rocky Fielding. Patrick McCroy and Edgar Berlanga. That's the WBA rankings. All right, he's not ranked in the IBF. I don't see him. Look, if he wants to make some bread, he could fight in at the Barclays. He could fight Daniel Jacobs. That ain't gonna work out for him because I think Daniel beat him. Look at this: Zach Parker, David Benavidez, David Lemieux, John Ryder, a Soundbeck idiot, whoever this guy's name is, and Edgar Berlanga is ranked number 6. Man.
Yeah, Danny Jacobs should try to make that fight in Brooklyn, bro. That's what Danny Jacobs should ask for that fight. Why not?
Yeah.
It's a nice payday for Brooklyn.
He was in attendance too.
He sure was. He was. Man,
I know,
hey, match him up with a fighter based off his height. He is hyped up like he's one of them dudes. Put his ass in there. I'm not forget all that. I don't know this one now.
He not making that out 3 rounds against Danny Jacobs, bro. That's a 3-round fight. He gets stopped.
See what Roger said? He said, I predict to lose to a UK fighter. If he does that right there, it's over for him.
John Ryder will whip his ass, bro. You see how John Ryder is?
What about
John Ryder's tough?
What about Chavez Jr.?
Nah, bro. I don't ever want to see him fight again, please.
Hey, give him Chris Eubanks. And Eubanks still at 68 or he drop back down?
Hey, that's two quitters right there. Berlanga versus Chavez Jr. That's a fair fight. 2 quitters.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like Chavez Jr. gonna kiss his ass.
Yo, when I saw Chavez Jr. walking around in high heels, I was done. I don't ever want to see that guy again.
Yeah, he's wearing pink. I saw him wearing pink and yellow hair and then blue hair. Then he had a picture where he had some blue lipstick on or one picture. It's like, you trying to tell us something?
Bro. He is. He is.
He told us.
I knew it was old when I seen him have turquoise highlights and streaks going through his hair and shit. I'm like, oh Lord, yeah. Yep. Homie out of there. Homie
So
out of there.
I'm seeing David Morrell. I'm saying Eubanks Jr. I don't know who this guy beats, man. Everybody smokes him. So, you know.
So y'all saying this Chavez Jr. month? This is his month? Is that what y'all trying to say?
Hey. Yeah. Shit, I answered. Yeah. He been waiting all his life for this month. Shit.
Well, I want to know, that was who sponsored that event? What sanctioning body sponsored that event?
WBC. Which one?
WBO.
With Edgar?
Last night with Edgar, yeah.
Oh, last night? Oh, no.
WBO.
Are they talking about
more than likely because that's Bob's organization.
He's wearing the patches.
Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. Danny Garcia, when he fought Ivan Redcash, that was under who?
That was a PBC fight, so it's probably WBC or WBA.
Okay. So who made the decision on not paying Ivan Redcash for biting Danny Garcia?
It was a state commission.
What state was that in? I don't remember.
I think it was in New York, wasn't it?
Was it New York?
I believe so.
Because you know, Danny's from Philly, so he fights New York, so he gets a good turnout when he fights up here. So
yeah, it was Barclays Center, I believe.
So this happened in New York. So something got to be done, man. Something got to be done. The New York State Athletic Commission has to do something.
Yeah, they not gonna do it.
It was California. I don't remember. That's what I'm asking. I don't remember where that shit was. But he bit the man. Something got to be done. They didn't pay Ivan Redcash. Was he even deducted a point? I mean, that ref was totally in favor of Berlanga. He didn't take no points. The headbutt, he didn't do anything. So I mean, look, man. Like I said, this is a part of the sport. Now you see, now Berlanga's from BK, and I'm trying to rally behind the guy, but what am I supposed to do when he's out here biting motherfuckers because he can't get off on this dude? You understand? What am I supposed to do? Just act like I don't see it by way of what? Tribalism? Because he's from NY? Fuck that, man. And that's right. That ref was fucking horrible, man. That ref was... Now, real quick, I want to talk about Josue. I think the young man should pack it up because that was bad. I just wanted to talk about that for real, just really quick. That was bad. I don't think he fully recouped after he lost to the Mexican fella. Just the previous fight. I mean, that was sad.
Yeah, Jose Cepeda.
Jose Cepeda. I didn't. You know why I was distracted? Because people are fucked up, man. When people are they're watching fighters in the ring, there's always that one asshole that wants to record the fucking fighter's family. And when Josue got knocked out by Cepeda, someone put the fucking camera on his brother, and his brother was having a conniption outside the ring, crying and shit like he died. I said, bro, get the camera off that man's family, man. I can't stand people. Don't do that shit. HBO did that shit when Miguel was fighting Antonio Marcachito. Showed his wife and his daughters crying. I said, man, get the camera off of his family, man. Stop that shit.
Remember, they did it to Luis Ortiz when he got dropped against Charles Martin. They kept showing his daughter crying.
Yeah, why would you do that, man? I mean, that's ridiculous. Stop that shit, man. It was ridiculous, man. But in saying that, that was supposed to be his get back fight, and it didn't work out. That dude just nobody got the memo last night. You noticed that? Yo, you're supposed to lay down for the Puerto Ricans. No one got the fucking memo. And I think that it's time
Puerto
for
Rico
him.
looked bad last night, the fighters.
Yeah. I think he needs to hold on.
Yeah, you talking about Josue Vargas? Yeah, he got traumatic brain injury, bro.
Yeah,
he does. He can't take a punch anymore.
Yeah, and anytime someone goes up against him now, they're gonna try and just bull rush him, man. And it was fun while it lasted, man. But I'm thinking safety first, and that ref was fucking horrible, man. Let him fall off outside the damn ring and shit. I mean, stop this shit, man. I'm thinking about
once he fell to the ropes, the fight should have been waved off.
He should have waved it off before then. Oh, buddy was just wailing off on him while he was leaning on the ropes. The punches made him fall through the ropes. I'm like, all right, bro. He done got hit with like 6, 7 straight. You can go ahead and wave it off, bro. He like, no, it's okay. Yeah, buddy. Vargas, yeah, his punch resistance is shot. Shot. I mean, it hit him. It was just like a tree just falling. It hit him, and his whole body just shut down. I was like, oh, he done, bro. He done.
Yeah, the punch that hit him. You don't think it should have did that to him? The shot that caused all the damage doesn't look like it should have done that much damage.
Yeah. Buddy Lee said he a whole meme on Twitter now, man. They don't waste no time. There's motherfuckers that watch boxing just to see what they can make a meme out of, man. It's fucked up.
Man.
That's messed up, man. But I'm gonna pack it up, y'all. I got some stuff to do. Stormy, let them know how they can find you, brother.
Everybody can find me right here on YouTube, man. Stormy B Man is the channel. We got some good stuff going on over there. So just check us out, man. Check us out. And salute to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Great show.
Absolutely, man. Cali, let them know, bro.
You can find me at the Cali Enigma on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, man. And yeah, man, Edgar Berlanga, man. I mean, that dude is not gonna be anything but a journeyman. So there's no reason to try to hype him up anymore. He's 25, man. He's not gonna get much better than what he is now. This is what he is, and it's okay. And it takes a certain type of mentality in order to be an all-time great. Anyway, it's not just the skill set, but it's also a certain mentality. He doesn't have either. So if you don't have either one, you don't have the skills or the mentality, you can forget it, man. And so, unfortunately, He's somebody that people thought he could have been, but he never really was.
True story, man. G5, let him know, bro.
Man, appreciate the invite, my brother.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to all my brothers on this panel, man. Keep doing the great work over here. Y'all can find me at G5_Gabe, YouTube, Instagram. We working, man. We working. That's all I can say. We all we got. And you see what the media does. You see the shit ESPN has done to Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, Jamel Charlo, you know, with the accolades and stuff like this. So as content creators, my advice is for you guys, not you on the panel because y'all are already on top of it, but drop some shit that's gonna stick, because clearly we the ones that's needed in this game of boxing, because they don't know shit about boxing in my Roger Mayweather voice. Nothing. So keep doing what y'all doing. No matter if you got 2 people in there or 2,000 people in there. Just keep rocking. Somebody listening, somebody watching. And that's all I got, man. Appreciate that invite, man. Oh, yeah. Berlanga fighting G5 Gabe in 5 months. We gonna fight at I gotta lose some weight. I'm gonna come down to 168. It's gonna be hell, but he gonna fight me. My first pro fight. Berlanga fighting G5. Stay on the lookout.
Yeah. No doubt,
Yeah,
fan, man.
He told me he's gonna headbutt the shit out of you too. He said he's gonna headbutt the shit out of you too. So let's be prepared. He headbutting and biting.
Hey, well, tell him to do that. Tell him to do it. Headbutt me while we in Dallas. I dare him. Fight me in Dallas.
They ain't gonna work out.
Fight me in Dallas.
Drew, you still gonna? Hey, Drew, you still gonna do that video about that Twitter, the lady that was sitting there?
Oh yeah. Oh
Clarissa Shields.
yeah. I'm gonna cook on her probably tomorrow. I'm gonna cook on her tomorrow. Fortunately, she gonna get all the fucking attention she need. The fucking kangaroo jumping Nazi ass bitch. Before I get out of here, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother Yave Smoke, man. He does great editing. He does some great editing. Go to his channel and check out some of his work, man. Hit the subscribe button, man. He does some great editing, man. He's funny as hell, man. Welcome down, Ram. I see you. So salute to everybody in the Zelle, the Venmo, the Cash App, the Super Chats, man. I love y'all. Y'all really make the show. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody. All the content creators should be subscribed to everybody. Salute to all of y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the Painful Excellence podcast. I'll be going live tomorrow. You know what I mean? That's not a boxing channel. And, we making shit work. And y'all already know what it is. Salute to the entire LDBC. And hit you with this commercial on the way out.
7th round. Does he attempt to bite him here on the shoulder?
Oh, yes, he did. And you see the reaction.
Move!